Hello, I'm Representative Melanie Stambaugh, standing here in the Senate gallery overlooking the Senate floor. Last week was the House of Origin cutoff, meaning that all House bills had to be passed off the House floor to be able to move forward in the legislative process. They are now here in the Senate, being heard in Senate committees to be passed to the Senate floor and then to the governor's desk. I have 5 bills that have passed off the House floor and are now in the Senate. House Bill 1538 passed out of the Senate Commerce, Labor, and Sports Committee late last week, and House Bills 1333 and 1433 have hearings in the Senate Higher Education Committee this week. The remaining 2 of my 5 bills, House Bill 1742 and House Bill 2087, both passed off the House floor unanimously and are awaiting hearings in the Senate Commerce, Labor, and Sports Committee and the Senate Transportation Committees. The final bill to pass off the House floor before the House of Origin cutoff was the Equal Pay Act, which seeks to ensure that workers are given equal compensation for equal work. I sponsored an amendment or a change to the House bill that ensured that regionalization was included when a salary was in dispute. This means that if a salary in Eastern Washington is in dispute, that they utilize those regions' salaries to compute whether or not an error has occurred, not using Western Washington data to impact a salary of Eastern Washington. I was proud to support the Equal Pay Act and look forward to supporting other legislation that impacts gender equity in our state, including sexual violence protections and human trafficking protections. This week is Sunshine Week, a week to recognize government transparency and freedom of information for our community to know how government works. Washington State has one of the strongest open government laws in the country, but it's important that we continue to protect access to information about how our government functions. 2 House bills that impact the Washington Public Records Act were passed off the House floor last week and are now in the Senate, House Bill 1594 and House Bill 1595. I was unable to support these bills because while they do address some serious issues that our local governments are facing of electronic public records requests done by bots and not humans, they also increase the barriers for our community to access the records of our government. I look forward to these bills being narrowed in the Senate so that they can address the issues that our local governments are facing without increasing barriers to access of information about our government. My office has heard from numerous constituents via email and phone call about the increase in their car tabs from the RTA Regional Transit Authority tax, or Sound Transit 3. There have been numerous bills that have been dropped in the House and the Senate that seek to provide relief to Pierce County residents. These bills range from exempting Pierce County from the RTA entirely to making Sound Transit an elected board so the board is accountable directly to the taxpayers, to exempting families below a certain income threshold from the RTA tax. The Pierce County delegation is comprised of members of the House and Senate that represent areas of Pierce County. I am a co-chair with Senator Darnell this year, and we are working to find solutions that we can all support to provide relief to Pierce County residents. Continue to contact my office with the concerns you have over the Sound Transit 3 tax. Thank you to the many people from our community who have called and emailed with concerns and questions about legislation moving through the process, education funding, and issues you are seeing in our community. Please call my office or come visit the Capitol to see your government in action. Also, I would like to invite you to Senator Zeiger, Representative McDonald, and my second Coffee and Conversation that will be held this Saturday, March 18th at the Franklin Pierce Early Learning Center starting at 10 o'clock a.m. We look forward to having a diverse discussion about issues and solutions for our community. It is an honor to serve the 25th District here in the State House of Representatives. Thank you.